I quit.
What the fuck?
It was the rat.
Yeah, no, that's dead. Hell yeah, brother.
Traumatizing.
We're a murder podcast! Hi there, I'm Audie.
I'm Danny.
I'm Elise.
And welcome to
Breakfast with the Bows!
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, guys. We recorded over half of this episode, and then the audio deleted. So we may or may not be having to film this again.
And I'm gonna kill myself.
So, Danny and Elise already know what we're talking about, but you don't. I'm gonna tell you instead. Today we were talking about our first cult. We were talking about the Heaven's Gate cult, which is, a lot to go through. But today is also a very special episode. Not only is it our 20th episode, which means new theme song!
Let's go!
I hope you enjoyed that. But also, I have decided to finally make the slideshow a reality.
Mm-hmm.
So, not only do we have it just for the sake of Elise and Danny, but mostly Elise.
Yeah.
But we are going to take this slideshow and put it on YouTube along with this podcast episode audio.
Hopefully.
So, hopefully. If I don't, then I'll just cut this out. You know,
Yeah.
future audio, you know what to do. But if you're listening to this and I'm saying this, that means it is a reality. So, if you would like to see the slideshow that they are also getting to watch, go over to our YouTube channel. It's the same episode that you're listening to right now, just with the slideshow. Or, listen to both because you love us.
Mm-hmm.
Give us some views, girl.
At least like both of them.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Okay, thanks.
Also, subscribe or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta be cringy with that sometimes,
Yeah.
guys. Subscribe, love
subscribe.
us.
Add us to your watch later list.
Always the watch
Playlist.
list.
On the notification bell.
The notification bell pisses me off. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I hate it.
It's stupid.
Like, no, shut up.
And half the
I
time
don't
still
need to be notified.
half the time I still... I think we made a mistake going upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine.
So if you hear a dog, she's not getting abused.
She's just
She's
locked
just
upstairs.
not with her favorite person right now.
And she's upset.
Don't say she's locked upstairs. That makes it sound like you locked her in a
Well,
closet.
no, she's just on the second floor where she lives. Keep in mind, it is my mom's dog. But this dog fucking loves Elise. I don't know what it is, man.
Yeah.
The second that Elise comes over, she will bolt down here. She never comes down here for me. It is only if Elise is present. Animals just love you, and I'm kind of mad about it.
I'm a big fan of the cats.
Yeah, the cats
Personally.
are great.
Open the door or I'm gonna throw rocks through your windows, you dumb whore.
She's being extra dramatic.
She
with
Yeah,
her
really
fuck she
is.
is.
She'd be a fucking drama queen today.
Also, this episode is a request by Emma.
Right. It is a request. Thank you so much. Send in more requests. I love covering them.
I
That's not
believe
what I
their Instagram is JTeamFan. Is that what that is?
The JT fan.
The JTam is what I just said.
It's like we went to get Mexican food before this, and they asked what size queso we wanted. I said, "Can I get a medium?" He said, "Small or large?" I said, "Medium." And I was like, "Whoa, hold on, a small."
This
Thank you very
guy,
much.
he loves us though.
We come in too often.
Yeah, we
I
do.
feel so bad. He gave me a second Sprite, and I didn't even drink the first one.
It's
okay.
okay. It's fine.
We should have asked for a to-go cup.
All right, without further ado, let's talk about this fucking cult. And yes, we will be calling it a cult. It is not a fucking religion or a group of people. No, this is a fucking cult.
This is a cult.
This is a cult. So, if you don't know, Heaven's Gate was, quote, a new religious movement. It was also categorized as a UFO religion. The central beliefs of the group is that followers could transform themselves into immortal extraterrestrial beings by rejecting their human nature, and they would ascend to heaven, aka a spaceship.
All I'm thinking about is Tom DeLonge and whenever he quit Blink-182 so he could, go find aliens. Did you not know about this?
No!
Oh my god, no, Tom DeLonge's whole shtick is that aliens exist, and they have a song called Aliens Exist. He, left to go find them.
What the fuck?
That's crazy work.
So, for the sake of Danny and Elise, we have a slide here called Who the Fuck Are These People? And if you yourself are watching on YouTube and you need to refer to this slide, go right ahead, timestamp it. They took a picture on their phones to look at it when they need, but it literally just tells you who they are, what maybe they are also called in this episode, and why they're here for this documentary. So we start with a man named Marshall Applewhite.
Sorry, I got jump scared. I forgot that this photo was on the slide.
So fair. He looks like someone who's gonna hate crime you in a retail store.
Yeah.
Yay!
He's also he's gonna pay with a check.
Yeah.
It's
He's gonna hold up the whole line, and he's gonna talk about how long it takes you to process his check, because God forbid he use a check. So his name is Marshall Applewhite. He's the son of a Presbyterian minister and former soldier. He began his journey into biblical prophecy in the early 1970s. Also, a little tidbit about him, he was fired from the University of St. Thomas in Texas. He was fired from the University of St. Thomas in I want to kill myself. Texas. He was fired from the University of St. Thomas in Texas over an alleged relationship with one of his male students.
Because of
I can
course
hear the
he
clock
was.
starting in there.
Yeah, because the rusty bitch. So in March 1972, he meets a woman named Bonnie Nettles. Bonnie is a 44-year-old married nurse with an interest in biblical prophecy.
Who is she married to?
I was just about to ask that.
It's never revealed. I don't know.
Wait.
I love how we both just realized in the second recording that she was married.
And she stayed with this other guy
Yep.
the rest of her life?
Apparently.
What the fuck?
POV. They're both in a lavender marriage.
Oh, hell yeah. That bitch is a lesbian.
Especially in the younger photos. Very like...
Yeah. Like, look at that.
Well,
That's
this
a
photo...
dyke if I've ever seen it.
This photo is during the time where they all had to have the same haircut.
Right.
So, it's unclear exactly how they both met, but according to Applewhite...
Is it because she wanted that hair? And she was like, no, everyone has to have this hair so I don't stand out and look...
Oh my god.
The two met in a hospital where she was working as a nurse. He claims that they met when he was just visiting a sick friend, but there was a witness from the cult, who's like an ex-member, who came forward and suggested that Applewhite was actually one of her patients in the facility.
Ooh.
Applewhite later recalled that he felt he had known Nettles for a long time and concluded that they had met in a past life. Mm-hmm. So she told him that their meeting had been foretold by extraterrestrials and persuaded him that he had a divine assignment. So basically, she was the one that was like, hey, you're real special, man. You should run this cult.
She wanted the cult.
She did.
Yeah, no, she's like the mastermind of this.
Well,
And
so
then
they're
convinced
both
him.
technically the co-founders, but we'll learn very quickly that Applewhite technically had a bigger role.
I think she was the brains, though, at first.
I think she was. Well, and we learn a little later on, she ended up passing away only like a decade after they met. And
That's
I
so
wonder
sad.
if she was still alive until the end, how much more she would have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the possibilities that could have happened.
So they would study the King James Bible and passages from the New Testament, focusing on Christology, Semitism, and I never say this one right, Danny.
Hold on.
Es-
Eschatology.
Yeah.
Yep, that one.
Yep.
Uh-huh. AKA, you suck.
Yep. I would also like to preface that under Semitism, it has a warning label that says, often offensive. Way to go, Google!
Nice. Google said, just by the way, in case you're curious, this is offensive.
Just in case.
So Applewhite also referred to science fiction a lot, and by June 19th, him and Nettles' beliefs had been solidified, and they concluded that they had been chosen to fulfill the biblical prophecies and given higher level minds than other people. They then wrote a pamphlet that describes Jesus' reincarnation as a Texan, which was just setting up for Applewhite to eventually claim he's Jesus because he's from Texas.
I'm never gonna listen to Texan the same. Every time I hear it sounds like an alien. I am too.
For context, the first time we recorded this, Elise was like, what's a Texan?
What's a Texan?
She was
like a
"It
person
sounds
from
like
Texas."
It sounds like an alien.
that they made up. And then I had it explained to me, and I was like, oh.
So they would go around, quote, witnessing to people, and they claimed they were the two witnesses described in the end of the book of Revelation. Occasionally they would visit churches, spiritual groups, and just speak on their identities. And they would refer to themselves as the two, or the UFO two. So they wholeheartedly believed they would be killed and then resurrected in views of others and transported into a spaceship, which they referred to as the demonstration.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
He looks like... Okay, so she looks not real. He
No.
looks like Nicolas Cage playing a role.
That's rude
You're
to
so
Nicolas Cage.
right.
Do you see it, though?
He looks like long legs in this.
Yeah. Uh-huh. They also both look like they're both wearing wigs. What if they didn't actually cut their hair? And they made everyone else do it, and then they were like, "Ooh,
We know.
Big reveal."
We know his was a fucking toupee.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
1000%. It looks so
He
fake.
he was already losing hair, and he was like,
She looks like a mannequin.
Yeah,
she
no,
does.
she looks like the aliens.
She
This
looks like
is
she
why-
has no mouth.
Yeah.
Like, why is her chin a triangle? What is her nose doing?
Look, that little seam across her cheek, that's the mask.
It's coming undone.
Scooby-Doo who? Call back.
She's the alien, and she's controlling him.
In case you were wondering, these ideas were very poorly received by other religions.
Oh yeah.
I'm-
I'm trying to think back, and like if I was in this time, like in the 70s or whatever, I want to make sure that I would have the same idea that I do now and be like, these bitches are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So at this point, what we know about Heaven's Gate, as far as what they believe in, is they were killed and resurrected and transported to a spaceship. They will reach the, quote, next level or higher evolutionary level, which is part of the transportation process. Applewhite fully believes he is the reincarnation of Jesus, and Nettles is technically the high priestess.
He doesn't like a thing like Jesus.
Marty talks like a gentleman, like you imagine when you
Were
were
young.
young.
So their first ever follower is Shannon Morgan. She joined this cult in May of 1974. She abandoned both of her children to join this cult.
Is it Shannon or Sharon?
It's Sharon, I'm just a dumbass. Thank you.
Oh,
So a month later, Morgan left the cult and returned to her family. But during the time she was there, Nettles and Applewhite were charged for using her credit cards. But unfortunately, apparently she gave them consent for it, don't know how that worked, and the charges were dropped.
I need to know what they spent the money on.
Nikes.
why?
I'm not allowed to say it!
No! You stop.
Stop!
Stop!
They spend $300 on just a giant ritual knife. That makes more sense.
Like a Vorpal blade.
You've been knighted.
But this is some like video game stuff.
Yeah,
This
absolutely.
would definitely be the plot to a video game.
Yeah, this shit is not real.
Even like the little logo, Heaven's Gate, the way it looks.
Yeah.
Video game login screen.
So, because they were looked at for credit card fraud, this opened up a routine check that revealed that Applewhite had stolen a rental car from St. Louis, Missouri 9 months earlier, which he still had. So
Ooh.
this led him to serving 6 months in jail and was released in early 1975, where he quickly rejoined Nettles.
But like, what about her husband?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know if she ended up getting divorced when she joined the cult or what, but like he's never mentioned again, so I don't know if he's in the cult with her. I don't know.
Oh,
I had a thought, and then I lost it. Oh,
Me every day.
did she just go on to different states and continue trying to recruit people while he was in jail?
Probably. It's actually, it's never
Oh.
mentioned, so I'm not sure.
Because I can't imagine them doing it separately, you know?
Yeah.
no,
Like,
I
this is
can't
like a
either.
tag team thing.
Could
sure,
you-
I'll take a few months off.
No, could you fucking imagine her going to be like, you're Jesus, who's on this earth. Right now, he's reincarnated and he's in jail.
Yep.
Oh,
So Applewhite and Nettle then publish advertisements for meetings about their cult and wanting to recruit, quote, disciples, which they called the Crew.
It makes me think of Among Us.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I miss OG Among Us. I tried to download it like a month or two ago because I was like, oh, I should replay this. It sucks now.
It
Is it
does.
really?
It does
really
because
does.
they took away just like free chat option, and so you have to
Yeah.
go through all these pre-picked
No,
things.
you can turn that off. Yeah, no, they did
can?
that like a year ago. You can turn it off.
Okay,
I'll show you how later.
holy fuck,
Guys,
guys!
we
Can we
can
play
play
Among
Among
Us?
Us?
Yes.
So at these events, they would claim to represent beings from another planet called the Next Level.
I'm sorry, beans?
Is that what I said?
Represent beans from another planet.
I understood, but I wasn't gonna like call you out on
Fucking
it.
call me out, guys. 'Cause when I listen back to this, I'll be sitting there editing, and I'm like, "What the fuck did I say? How did no one call me out about this?"
Normally, you'll like hear me chuckling aside. Like,
And I just don't know why.
they're
'Cause
like
I'm
little
just dumb.
Easter eggs for you to find later.
So at these events, they would claim to represent beings from another planet called the Next Level who sought participants for an experiment. They said that those who agree to participate in the experiment would be brought to a higher evolutionary level. So in April of 1975, during a meeting with a group of 80 people in Studio City, Los Angeles, for the first time publicly, they claimed to be the two witnesses in the End of Times Bible stories. Because of this, they got 25 people to join the cult.
That's crazy.
You know, it makes sense that this is coming from Los Angeles.
Yeah, you're so right.
Like, out of all the people that would join this, it'd be people from Los Angeles.
Yeah, you're right. They open-minded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, here's an example of what those ads in the newspaper would look like, and they would just leave a little spot on the bottom where they could pencil in where the next meeting was.
Not a discussion of UFO sightings or phenomena.
I also love that this is clearly handwritten. Mm-hmm. Like, that is not typed.
No.
That is someone's writing.
They
They wrote
put
it down
off.
and mass printed it.
Mm-hmm. And the way this paper is clearly crumpled.
Oh, yeah. It looks like it would have been, like, stapled to a lamppost or something.
It looks like, have y'all played Not My Neighbor? It
No,
looks
but
like
I've
it would
heard of
be
it.
in that.
Yeah.
It looks cartoony. So in September of 1975, Applewhite and Nettles preached at a motel hall in Walport, Oregon. So after selling all, quote, worldly possessions and saying farewell to loved ones and family, around 20 people vanished from the public eye and joined the group.
They just killed them.
Fucking imagine.
They're just gone.
They're just gone.
It's Tom DeLonge.
Well, and that's the thing. Everyone knows. I mean, I'm assuming these people were like, hey, love y'all. You're not going to hear from me maybe ever again. Bye.
Bye.
And everyone's like, what do you fucking mean? Like, you have free will. You're allowed to do that. But what do you mean?
They went, religion is too important. More important than you.
I feel so bad for their families.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine all the adults that, like, had kids and they just said, bye. So later that year, CBS Evening News reported on the total amount of disappearances, saying, like, saying that everyone knows where they were, they just don't know where or why. And they reported that a group of people from a small Oregon town have disappeared, and it's a mystery whether they have been taken on a so-called trip to eternity or simply been taken.
They got murked in the woods.
Yeah.
In reality, Applewhite and Nettles have arranged for the group to go underground. So I don't know if they had a bunker or what it was, but they are now underground.
It's a UFO that landed and then
they
just
buried
stayed
it.
there. Yeah.
So at this point, now Applewhite and Nettles are going by the names Doe and T. I will not be referring to them as that. They get their stupid last names.
Lil Bo
Yeah.
Peep.
Yes, eventually they also go by Bo and Peep.
That's so dumb.
I know.
I hate this photo so much.
This is the photo of
It's giving
Nightmares.
It's giving like old horror movie. Like you can't see any of their faces.
Yeah, it's giving Poppy's playtime.
Yeah, the TV.
This guy is freaking me the fuck out.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh,
The lady in the corner is
Yeah,
freaking me
no.
out.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's so uncanny valley.
It is. Mm-hmm. So, across America, they had nearly 100 members, and they're sleeping in tents and sleeping bags and begging on the streets because they've given up every, quote, worldly thing, so they just have nothing. They are willingly being homeless.
That's crazy work.
And one of the things they would have to do is evade detection by the authorities, as it would prevent them from reaching the higher level. So you can't tell media anything. So before they named the cult Heaven's Gate, they went through a couple names. The only two that I could find online that were solidified, definitely used. First, it was HIM, aka him, aka Human Individuals Metamorphosis.
Crazy work.
The name after that, The Overcomers.
You know what? I fucks with that one.
The Overcomers,
Killers.
that's our band, guys.
Yeah. Our punk rock band.
So Applewhite believed he was directly related to Jesus, meaning he was, quote, evolutionary kingdom level above human, which is how he would refer to himself in his own writings.
Shut the fuck up.
So not only did he believe himself to be Jesus' successor, he, quote, represented Christ on earth. We also learn at this point that Nettles and Applewhite refer to bodies as bodily vehicle and not just, you. Because it's actually your soul in your body, so they can come down and just take any fucking body that doesn't have a soul in it.
I'm gonna be reincarnated as the 2011 Kia Rio.
Hell yeah. I want to be like a celebrity's dog.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Dude, if I could come back as, like, Jenna Marbles' dog,
Ugh,
I think I would
please.
die.
I would die.
I want to be a tree that no one cuts down. I want to
Okay.
be one of those giant big ones that's
If someone
huge.
tries to cut you down, Danny and I will come and chain ourselves to you.
You guys are dog.
Exactly.
I'll pee on you for fun.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Someone's gonna... You can't gif a podcast.
No.
If there was a gifable moment, it would be that.
I'll pee on you for fun.
So this also means that Applewhite is presenting himself as God the Father, and Nettles is presenting herself as an older elder member. This is now when they start touring the U.S. for various recruitment methods, trying to get more members.
Oh.
So the methods that they would use are proclaiming the gospel of higher level metamorphosis, the descent of humans by false god spirits, aka basically every other church and religion is being run by a fallen demon, which is actually an alien, and those are all the bad ones. You should only follow Applewhite and Nettles, because those are the two good ones.
Oh my god.
I like that they don't have any credibility.
I
They're
know.
just spewing this.
Literally, they just said, this is true, and you should believe it, because I said it's true.
You gotta trust the bold cut. The bold cut? The bold cut.
POV, they instead of being like, they threaten you to believe, like, at gunpoint.
They just give you a haircut instead.
You're a believer now, you have our hair.
And anytime they see someone on the street with a bowl cut, they're like, you, get over here. You're already here. Members saw other people just out and about with a bowl haircut. They would be like, psst, are you part of this too? And that person's just like, I just fucking like bowl cuts, dude. What do you mean?
I know what you are.
So in April of 1976, the group stopped recruiting and became very reclusive. This is when the very strict and rigor set of behavioral guidelines is set in, aka the rules. So they ban any sexual activities, any use of drugs, and Applewhite and Nettles officially solidify their religious authority over the group. So they're no longer saying like, oh, we're all equals. They're now saying, we are the top ones and y'all need to fucking know that. One of the other rules is that there's also no individuality and no one under the age of 18, which we do find out is a lie later on, but we'll get to that in a second. The individuality thing, as we've already said, they all have the same haircut. They normally wear similar clothing or clothing that has no brands on it, nothing like that. And they said multiple times that basically there's no gender in this cult. Like, you are just alien.
Oh.
You know,
you are not person.
This is kind of a progressive cult.
For real.
If I'm so honest.
So they claim that this group is only open to people 18 or older. But in recent years, a woman named Jana Gibson, who's an ex-member, came forward and said that she was moved into the mansion when she was only 16 years old. So this is when we also learned that they eventually buy a mansion. And I'll talk about this a little bit more later. But what you need to know is that when they moved into the mansion, it got way more strict. It was already strict, but it got worse.
Yeah.
Because when they're living in the mansion, there's almost 40 of them in this property.
Damn.
Do they do this thing where they treat like 16-year-olds or 15-year-olds like adults since they can get jobs?
Maybe.
Ugh.
I don't know.
Well, I was thinking, you said that this is, like, pretty much voluntary. Like, they're not forcing anybody to believe this.
No. Anytime someone wanted to leave, they would just be like, okay, bye.
Yeah. Part of me wonders if she lied about her age so she can get in. Not to be like, oh, this
That's a
victim.
possibility. I don't know.
But,
Well, because she was young, and it doesn't sound like her parents were there.
yeah.
But we have found several other sources of children that were either born inside the cult or raised within the cult.
What?
So it seems like at some point they did have kids in there.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know.
No sexual activity? Voluntary castration?
Yeah, I'm thinking what it is that maybe they let like a pregnant woman in. Like she was already pregnant and the kid's born into it.
Okay.
That's the only thing I could think of. And you have to remember, this house where they are, where it became extremely strict, was years down the line. So there was years of just it being like a regular's not a good word, but like a regular church group, where they're just meeting ever so often and like, sure, you're gonna have fuck ups sometimes. You know that the husbands and wives are still fucking. Like,
Also, part of me wonders if they kind of experimented so they can be like, oh, well, now we have alien baby. This baby is completely pure.
yeah, that's true. So anyway,
Oh, no.
So back to Jana. She lived there for 5 years, moved in when she was 16. And this is where we learn a lot of the in-house rules are from her. So she claims that there were people there that would never leave the house sometimes. About 3/4 of the people there just wouldn't leave. There was no open windows. There was sleeping shifts, so you were assigned to one of 3 groups, and whenever it was that group's time, you had to go sleep, and there was 3 people assigned to one bed.
I couldn't do that.
No, I would I would sleep on the floor.
Because I sleep diagonal in general.
I felt that.
Because, like, I'm too tall for these motherfucking beds.
I kick in my sleep. It's bad. I do alligator rolls.
Yeah, you do.
My
Yeah.
roommate, every time I've slept in a bed with her, she'd be whacking me in the fucking head, and I'm like, dude, can you calm down?
Showers were also only 6 minutes long, at most.
I couldn't do that either.
My hair take forever. Also, I be getting cold in the shower. Sometimes I just want to stand there in the warmth.
Yeah.
I will say somebody told me that I take a really long time in the shower, and I timed myself the other day, and it was 10 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's not a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I take hour-long showers.
Yeah.
I can't be in there for 30 minutes. That's too little.
So we're also...
Unless I'm rushing.
When I was looking for interviews and things about this cult, there's footage from inside this mansion, and it just looks like someone's having a house party. But then you realize they all live there. They're all there 24/7. This is not a party.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
Apparently there were also rules about talking in the house, which means Jaina went for 4 years without saying anything.
I can't imagine what that takes as a toll on somebody's body.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it would hurt when you would speak, because you're not using your throat muscles all that often.
Yeah.
Like mentally and physically. Yeah.
So when she turned 20, she was allowed to go out and find a waitressing job. And thank God that they let her do that, because it gave her the little taste of freedom to encourage her to leave the cult. We also find out that because they are sexually celibate, it is an option to get castrated for the men. 8 men went through with full castrations. So initially, the group attempted to castrate themselves by having one of the members who was a nurse perform the castration. But this almost resulted in a patient's death and caused at least one member to fully leave the cult.
Oh.
You know what? I don't blame them.
Every castration done since was then done in the hospital. So I don't know how that works. If you just walked in and you're like, hey, cut it off. Like,
What hospital are you going to?
because that's crazy.
Yeah.
And at first I wondered, I'm like, is it like a vasectomy? But no, these are like full, just balls gone.
Like
Neutered.
dogs.
I wonder if they converted the doctor and that's why they're willing to do it.
No, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe. So, Nettles ended up dying of cancer in 1985, only 10 years after she met Applewhite. The group's doctor was very confused because Nettle was supposed to be chosen by the next level to be a messenger on Earth. Yet when her body died, she didn't go into the fucking spaceship, guys. She just laid there. But the belief system is then revised by Applewhite to include the, quote, leaving of consciousness from the body as equivalent to leaving the Earth in a spacecraft. AKA, no, your body's gonna stay here, but, like, the soul ascends, so you're good.
Where's the proof?
Right?
Are you
For
talking to
real.
her from above?
Right?
Be like, oh, have you died before?
So one of the followers named Benjamin Zeller described the movement as having transformed from a loosely organized social group to a centralized religious movement comparable to a revolving monastery. Some sociologists agree that the popular movement of alternative religious experiences and individualism helped contribute to the growth of Heaven's Gate. So it was becoming a thing that, like, not everyone is Christian or not everyone is Catholic. So it was more open to say, hey, what if it's this religion, actually? Most of these people that were in this cult were described as longtime truth seekers or spiritual hippies who had, for most of their life, been trying to, quote, find themselves. So it makes sense how they got drawn into this. But don't get me wrong, there was definitely some smart-ass people there. There was valedictorians, politicians. There was actually a really, like, popular Republic politician named John Craig that joined this cult wholeheartedly.
What's it called? The people who win Nobel Peace Prize.
Nobel Peace Prize winners?
Yeah, those people. There's, like, a thing that actually happens. And it'll be, like, they'll believe so many different things. Because they're like, oh, I've won a Nobel Peace Prize. I can't be wrong.
Like
I'm
Sheldon
that
Cooper.
smart.
It's literally like Sheldon Cooper, you know, from like The Big Bang Theory.
I've never seen The Big Bang Theory.
Okay, well, he has like won a Nobel Peace Prize or whatever, and he's like always right.
Oh.
You gotta be always right about everything.
Yeah, Nobel disease. A term used to describe the phenomenon where some Nobel Peace Prize winners, especially in sciences, later adapt or promote scientifically unsound ideas or opinions outside of their area of expertise because they believe it because they've won a Nobel Peace Prize.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
So we have now come to 1990s, and the group gets a website, which you've already been staring at. It is an interesting website. They start recruiting people again through the website.
How do you think people found the website?
they might have still been doing, like, newspaper advertisements.
Oh.
And you have to remember, the internet started becoming a thing, so there wasn't as many websites to go to. It's not like now where there's a website for fucking everything.
Yeah.
And when you're looking up religious things, heaven is a word that's going to come up pretty easily. So the first time that the Heaven's Gate received any coverage officially was in 1997 when a book called Messengers of Deception was published.
Oh.
The author expressed concerns about this group and the unusual public meetings that they would have before seclusion. Heaven's Gate was only known by the media as a UFO circle and not a religious group or a cult.
Oh.
In January of 1994, LA Weekly ran an article about the group, and at the time the group was only known as the Total Overcomers. In early March of 1997, a BBC Two docuseries reached out to Heaven's Gate and asked if they could cover it. So in response to the email from BBC, they declined to participate in the documentary because, quote, at the present time, a project like this would be an interference with what we must focus on. At this time is when a man named Richard Ford would read the articles on the internet, in the books, everything, and discover the group and eventually proclaim himself as one of the group's followers. He never fully went there and, like, was in the cult, but he was in the cult, you know?
Honorary member.
Yeah, they
sort
knew
of
who
thing.
he was. He was more of, like, an affiliate.
Yeah.
And he
partner.
renames himself Rio D'Angelo. I'm sorry, why do you need to have a fucking Hispanic name, you white man?
It's also
That's-
fancy as hell.
He went, oh, you know the actor Rio de Janeiro? I would be him.
Rio de Giorno.
Well, Richard Ford comes into a big part of this later on, so remember him. He's on your Who the Fuck Is This page. So in October of 1996, this is when the group officially purchase and start renting out the big mansion that we talked about earlier. So this house they would call the Monastery. They paid $7,000 per month in rent
God
in
damn.
cash. Remember, this is the
Cash?
90s. So nowadays, this would be like $20,000 a month.
Holy
Oh my
fuck.
god.
The same group then purchased alien abduction insurance, which would cover up to 50 members of the group and pay out $1 million per person. This policy covered abduction, impregnation, and death by aliens.
I want to know the insurance company that allowed this.
You know, it's a thing. It's a thing. I had to Google it. It's a thing.
Do you think a lady, like, if just a lady went, hey, I'm pregnant, pretend it's an alien?
Okay, but like I
The
would.
insurance fraud there? Whew.
I would.
So in June of 1995, they had also purchased land in New Mexico and began creating a compound out of rubber tires and concrete, but abruptly left in April of 1996 and never finished it.
Oh.
And I couldn't find anything else about that. I wonder if they ran out of funds for it or if there wasn't a big enough group so they all moved into the house. I'm not sure exactly what happened there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, on March 13th, 1997, media reports on a mass sighting of unidentified lights over Phoenix. This is still a mystery to this day. We don't know what these lights were. They were in a V-like formation. You can look up pictures of them.
Ooh.
But it came up in newspapers. It was like several hours that they were in the sky. So everyone is convinced, like, that's a fucking UFO.
Yeah.
This is when they also discover that there is a comet coming that they name Hale-Bopp.
It sounds like something out of SpongeBob.
I know. But this comet is scheduled to come April 1st of 1997, only a month later.
Oh.
Okay, have I ever told you guys about this? I thought that I have seen aliens before. Only because I used to live on a farm, right? I was sitting on the porch with my dad. We were just talking, doing whatever. I was about to go get on the trampoline. It was probably like 11 p.m. at night. We're talking. All of a sudden, the entire sky lights up white.
What the fuck?
Like it was day.
Oh.
Like somebody had like a light switch, and if they turned it on real quick, it would turn day, and then it went right back off.
What the fuck?
And I don't even know if my dad still remembers this, but I remember looking at him and I was like, what? What was that? And then we saw like an airplane or something go over, and we both looked at each other and we were like, what the fuck is going on right now? Huh?
Oh.
That's crazy.
The timing of it was crazy. I mean, it looked like an airplane or whatever,
Yeah.
but then like, what can explain
The entire
the
sky.
entire sky being fucking white?
That's crazy.
The only time I've ever seen something like that happening is like lightning.
Yeah.
It wasn't storming or anything. And I'm talking about like, it wasn't just a one little area. It was
The whole sky.
The entire sky.
I wish that you
Oh.
remembered, like, the day it happened so you could look up
Right.
and see if anyone remembered that day, like,
Yeah.
something happening.
You know, I think I posted something on my Instagram like a long time ago on my old. I can try to find it later.
Find it, girl.
I've never seen anything like that. I've definitely seen things I think are cryptids or ghosts.
So during March 19th or 20th, Applewhite taped a video of himself titled Doe's Final Exit, speaking of a mass suicide and, quote, the only way to evacuate this Earth.
Oh.
He claims that the comet Hale-Bopp was the site that the group had been looking for, as well as the speculation that a UFO was going to be trailing the comet. So he's saying this comet's coming, the UFO is right behind it, we have to die in order for our bodies to ascend to that UFO because it's coming, we can't wait for it.
This kind of reminds me of when everyone thought that they were gonna die in 2012.
Right?
Yeah.
I know, the movie 2012 is like,
Yeah.
it's just a joke now.
Uh-huh.
That's 13 years old.
I need you to shut the fuck up.
Okay. So Applewhite and his 38 followers prepare for ritual suicide, coinciding with the closest approach of the comet, so that their souls could reach the next level before the, quote, closure of Heaven's Gate.
Oh.
So, we have now added to the what Heaven's Gate believes, and that is, after they die, a UFO is taking them.
Crazy.
So now we're at the mass suicide. The preparations for this include most, if not all, members taping their own farewell messages. There are 21 women and 18 men between the ages of 26 and 72.
Damn.
Dang.
So they're believed to have died in 3 groups over 3 days, with the remaining participants cleaning up after the prior group's death. So, guys, we are talking about suicide. This does suck. This did really happen. Unfortunately, these people did end up taking their lives.
Yeah.
So, like, one group dies, they have to clean it up, and then they die, and then the next group after them cleans them up?
Who cleans up the final
So,
group? Oh,
we're
no.
we're here. I can't say we'll get there because we're here, so it's okay.
Okay.
So the suicides began on March 22nd or 23rd, and it happened in 3 waves. To commit suicide, members would take, I can never say this right.
Phenobarbital?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you know that?
I can read. Sorry.
Rude!
I was like, it's on the screen. I can read
I can't
it.
read that word! Okay, so yeah, phenobarbital, whatever that word is.
Yeah.
They would mix that with applesauce or pudding and wash it down with vodka.
That just
Oh,
sounds like my
yuck.
every Saturday night.
I'd throw up.
So after ingesting the mixture, they would secure plastic bags around their head to induce asphyxiation.
Damn.
So the reason that they did this is so that they would suffocate, but then they can't be revived
Oh.
Yeah.
in case they were found.
That's so sad.
Aw.
After they died, the living members would arrange and pose their bodies, removing the plastic bags from the person's head and posing the body either in a bed, which they had bunk beds as well. So it was in a bed or across a couch or whatever flat area they had available. They would then neatly lay a purple square cloth over the majority of the head and torso for privacy and respect purposes. All 39 were dressed in identical black shirts and sweatpants and had brand new black and white Nike Decade athletic shoes. They also had armbands with patches reading Heaven's Gateway Team.
Gateway?
Yes.
Crazy.
You might be wondering why they're all wearing Nikes. It's solely because Applewhite fucking loved Nike, so everyone else had to love Nike.
Oh my gosh.
And when I
Of course he
say
did.
they're all wearing them, these aren't like, oh, you know, you become a cult member, you get these shoes. These are brand new. They were bought for the mass suicide.
Aww.
Just for the suicide?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They would, hey, you dying? Have some nice shoes before you go.
So in 2020, an interview with Harry Robinson said that the reason that they were all wearing identical clothing as like a uniform, it apparently was the uniform to represent mass suicide. And the Nike Decades were chosen because the group, quote, got a good deal on all the shoes.
That's crazy.
They said, I need 38 pairs. What kind of deal can you give me on these?
I want to know if he went around with a clipboard and took everyone's shoe sizes.
Probably.
Well, he probably did, because do you want to know one of his slogans? So you know how Nike has the slogan, just do it.
Yeah.
He would say, just do it.
I was wondering if he was taking the just do it, you know, for like the suicide.
Probably.
And they're like, just do it.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of that. Huh, this is awful.
So what the fuck is that?
It's a $5 bill.
It looks like handsome Squidward.
He does.
So each member carried a $5 bill and 3/4 in their pockets. According to former members, this was standard for any person leaving the house for jobs or anything else, and, quote, was a humorous way of telling us that they had left forever. The $5 bill they would leave with because it covered the cost of vagrancy laws. In case they got caught, they could be like, here's $5, let me go. And the quarters were for calling home from payphones. Another member stated that it was also a reference to a Mark Twain story, which said, quote, $5.75 is the cost to ride the tail of a comet to heaven.
That's what I was laughing about.
Crazy.
No such writings of Twain is ever known to exist.
That's crazy. They made it up.
So remember how I said there was like a fuck ton of members and some of them were like kind of decent people?
Yeah.
Has anyone watched Star Trek?
Star Trek, yeah.
I have before. Are you kidding me?
So, Nichelle Nichols, her brother, Thomas Nichols, was part of the mass suicide.
Holy shit.
She had a very prominent role in Star Trek, and for whatever reason, there was a lot of Star Trek themes throughout the cult.
Aw, man. Dang.
But her brother was seen on the videotapes saying his farewell.
Damn.
I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but still.
So, Applewhite was the third to last member to die.
Third to last?
Yes, because the 2 people remaining afterwards were the only 2 found on the floor with the bag still on their head because no one was there to position them.
Aw.
Damn.
That's so sad. They had no one to take care of them after.
Before the last of the suicides, similar sets of packages were sent to numerous Heaven Gates affiliates, individuals, and at least one media outlet, which was the BBC department that wanted to make the documentary about them.
Oh.
So did they know that they were going to do the mass suicides?
Yes. They
Oh,
knew.
shit.
That's why they filmed all the videos. You can look up on YouTube, there is the 10-minute farewell video.
Oh my god.
It has over 3.3 million views. So amongst the people on the list was Richard Ford, aka Rio D'Angelo. The package was received on the evening of March 25th. Almost all of the packages sent out contained the 2 VHS tapes with the final exit from Applewhite and the followers. It also contained a letter stating that, amongst other things, we, quote, have exited our vehicles just as we have entered them. Richard then informs his boss of the contents of the package and receives a ride from him from Los Angeles to the Heaven's Gate home to verify the letter. So he goes in to be like, hey, what the fuck are you sending me? What do you mean you're all gonna kill yourselves?
Did he arrive on scene? Was he the first person?
Yes.
That's so sad.
Richard walks in and finds the back door intentionally left unlocked, and he used a video camera to record what he saw. After leaving the home, Richard's boss, who was waiting outside, encouraged him to make calls to authorities. Because you have to remember, Richard was in the cult. So he's very torn right now. And the reason that he received that package is because they wanted everyone who received a package to kill themselves.
Whoa, dude.
Dang. And
So-
he was like, no, this can't be real.
Yeah.
And he goes and he's
It's real.
first one on site.
So the San Diego County Sheriff's Department received an anonymous tip through 911 at 3:15 p.m. on March 26, suggesting they check on the welfare of the residents in the mansion. Now, we know today that this caller is Richard.
Yeah.
But it was anonymous at first. So he called and said, yes, I need to report anonymous tip. Who do I talk to? And the sheriff's just like, okay, what's this regarding? Richard said, this is regarding a mass suicide. I can give you the address. That is the only part of that call that has been made public.
Damn.
Dang.
The lone deputy who first responded to the call entered the home through a side door where he quickly saw 10 bodies and was overcome by the pungent odor.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know it smells like death.
You have to remember,
Yeah.
too, this is California
In the heat?
in the heat because it's April.
And this was like how many days after?
3 to 5.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
So after a search by 2 more deputies, they found no one alive inside and retreated until they got a search warrant. This is when they procured that all 39 bodies were ultimately passed and cremated.
That's so sad.
Now, the Heaven's Gates deaths were highly publicized in the media as an example of mass suicide.
How did they find the tapes?
Because they were sent to people.
Like the goodbyes?
Yeah.
Oh.
All the goodbyes were sent to Richard and all the other affiliates.
Not even to the families?
I don't know.
Dang.
Why is it hotter here than in California right now?
Because fuck ours.
Because I was trying to think of, like, I know global warming, yeah, has definitely played a role in this, but I was just trying to figure out what the weather would have been like compared to ours. California?
California.
Weather. You said March 26th? Is what you said? No.
23rd is when they died, so anywhere from 23rd to 26th.
23rd.
I was like, that looks like a ton of ads.
It is. It's told me to lose weight. Okay, well now it's telling me about feet. I tried.
Yeah.
I did try.
It was hot, that's all we know. So when the news broke... Sorry, not sorry. When the news broke... I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about the meme again. For people just listening to this on Spotify, I brought up the meme of the little girl in the car seat where she's judging hard.
Mm-hmm.
So when the news broke of his relation to the comet Hale-Bopp, the co-discoverer of the comet was Alan Haynes, and he quickly got drawn into this story. Just because he's the person that said, hey, this is the day the comet's gonna come.
So he kind of like low-key gave him a warning.
Loki gave them a warning, but high-key got blamed for it,
Yeah.
even though he was not affiliated with the cult at all.
By association.
Mm-hmm.
Alan's phone did not stop ringing the entire day.
Oh.
He chose not to respond until the next day at a press conference, which he did his part. He researched the details of the incident and all that before speaking.
Mm-hmm.
But he spoke for a second time at the Second World Skeptics Congress in Heidelberg, Germany on July 24th of 1998. So this is over a year later. He says, quote, he'll discuss the scientific significance and popular war of comets and gave a personal account of his discovery, saying, this is how I discovered this comet. It was solely for scientific purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But also, we're going to blame this radio talk show who talked about it first, because they're definitely the reason that they all committed suicide, and it's not me. Which, do I think we should have blamed this guy? Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah.
Did he handle this well? Not really.
No.
Because then he goes on to say that he had told a colleague that they're probably going to have some suicides as a result of the comet. Because comets are not just lovely objects, they're seen to have apocalyptic significance.
Yeah.
Especially in the 90s and early on, because we just didn't know what the fuck they were. So people think the fucking rapture's coming if you see a damn comet.
Yeah.
And this was a huge comet. You can look up pictures of it. It lit up the fucking sky. So now we have a couple, not necessarily copycat suicides, but suicides that were definitely affiliated with Heaven's Gate, but never officially attached. So news of the mass suicide motivated the copycat suicide of a 58-year-old man living near Marysville, California. The man left a note dated March 27th, which said, quote, I am going on a spaceship with Hale-Bopp to be with those who have gone before me. And it imitated some of the details of the Heaven Gate suicide that had already been reported. This man was found by a friend on March 31st and had no known connections with Heaven's Gate.
Damn.
So he wasn't like an affiliate or anyone that got sent a package.
He probably just like overheard it.
And he said, yeah, sounds good.
Interesting.
At least 3 former members of Heaven's Gate died by suicide in the months following the mass suicide.
Oh,
On May 6 of 1997, Wayne Cook and Chuck Humphrey
Chug. Chug.
they attempted suicide in a hotel in a very similar manner that was used by the group. Cook died, but Humphrey was saved by authorities and survived.
I cannot imagine them releasing the information on like how they died. Like, especially
Yeah, I don't know.
that early on, they were still investigating.
I don't know.
And like the whole asphyxiation thing, like I don't know, this just seems crazy.
Another former member named James Perky Jr. died by suicide by a self-inflicted gunshot wound on May 11th. On February of 1998, Humphrey killed himself in Arizona, and his body was found carrying a $5 bill and 4 quarters in his pocket, with a note next to him saying, "Do not revive."
Oh.
So that's the same guy who was revived by the police. He
Yeah.
said, I want to go, bitch. Don't do this.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't imagine how sad all these people must have been.
Yeah.
In order for this to be their reality.
Part of me
Yeah.
wonders, like, even though I know they have, like, no official connection, I wonder if they had, like, friends or family that were in.
Oh, that's true, because that's never been public knowledge.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
On March 22nd, the same day as the Heaven Gates suicide, 5 members of a different cult known as the Order of the Solar Temple also died in mass suicide.
Why have I heard of this one?
Oh.
Because
I've
it's
heard of
another
that one
fucking
too.
fucked
Yeah.
up cult. The Solar Temple happened to be a group with very similar beliefs, both believing that suicide would allow their souls to be transported into space.
Oh.
Initially, this led suspicion of a connection between the two cults, but the police investigated the Heaven Gates death and refused to acknowledge the speculations, claiming that this was 2 entirely different situations. Because the Solar Temple suicides had been timed for the vernal equinox on March 20th, not the comet. They just so happened to hit around the same time.
Oh.
So it was like the Earth doing the...
This is a picture from inside the home. So here's some of the members with all the same haircut. It looks like, you know when you make a bunch of me's in, like, your Wii World?
Yeah.
And you're just,
Yeah.
like, randomizing that shit because you just want to see them all?
Yeah.
That's what my Sims look like.
That person looks like they're wearing a straight jacket.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
Although most people considered the event a mass suicide, sociologist and former member of a cult named Yahya Lalich referred to the event as murder. So a lot of people are saying, like, nah, bitch, this was murder. You can't call this
Yeah.
suicide.
Yeah.
Louis J. West described the dead members as victims of a hoax, and there was villainy here. Louis is the man who was part of the BBC.
Oh.
The former members, Mark and Sarah King from Phoenix, Arizona, are believed to maintain the group's website today.
Oh.
So, the website is still there. There's not a lot of new information about it, but it does still talk about the mass suicide, the history, all that shit. But there's not a lot of new stuff.
Is this from your iPad? What's the difference between a sushi roll and...
I was looking to see what the difference between a sushi roll and a hand roll was.
Oh.
Because the restaurant we were going to eat at last night had both of them. And I was like, what's the difference? A sushi roll is if it's actually rolled up and cut. A hand roll is just like a little ice cream cone of sushi, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, not an ice cream cone, but like that shape.
Yeah.
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 That's what it is.
Triangle.
You know what? No, I'm fucking
No,
leaving
I
it.
think
Y'all
you
should
should
see.
leave it.
Literally, it's only Heaven's Gate website. Comment Hail Bop. What's the difference between sushi?
Also, heavensgate.com is crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they started so early. They have the original name.
Mm-hmm.
I want to believe in my heart that's actually why they changed the name, because the Overcomers was taken.
Probably.
Let's see.
Please look if the Overcomers is a website.
No, domains for sale.
Huh.
Oh.
Well, I don't know then. So the house at which the mass suicide took place became a stigma of the neighborhood. The local residents opted to rename the street on which it sat on so that no one knew it was the same street. The property itself ended up being purchased by a local developer in 1999, only 2 years after the mass suicide,
Only 2 years?
for $668,000 during a foreclosure sale, well below half of its assessed value of $1.4 million.
Do you know the current address?
I
Or
do
no?
not.
Damn.
Well, the building has been demolished.
Oh, I was gonna
Yeah.
look it up on Google Maps and see if it was still there.
It was purchased by neighbors who knocked it down and rebuilt a new home in its place and changed the address.
That's
So,
good.
no one knows where the true location is. This is a photo of the house before it was knocked down.
Yeah.
Adding to the what the Heaven's Gate believes, that we find out from multiple ex-members who came forward after the mass suicide. You also have to shed every ounce of human-like characteristics, which means they barely wanted you to eat. They didn't want you to sleep unless you had to. Like, you're an alien. You don't need any of this extra stuff. God is a highly evolved alien,
Skinny.
and evil aliens are the demons, and every other religion is run by them.
Huh.
Interesting.
Also, when giving up human-like characteristics, that meant they had to give up family, friends, gender, sexuality, individuality, jobs, money, possessions, everything. You
Oh my
literally showed up to the
God.
cult with the clothes on your back. That was it. So the general beliefs of the group generally stayed consistent over the years. The details of the ideology were flexible enough to undergo modifications over time, aka to fit what the fuck they needed it to fit. So now we're going to talk about the 4 techniques that they would give you in order to enter the next level. So according to the Heaven's Gate, once the individual has perfected themselves through the process, there are 4 methods that you can use. Physical, which is physically picked up onto a spacecraft and transferred to a next level body. In this version, they call the UFO the Rapture, and that an alien spacecraft would descend to Earth and collect Applewhite and Nettles and their followers, and the human bodies would be transformed through biological and chemical process to be perfected beings.
Oh.
Then there's natural death. Natural death or accidental death or death from random violence. Graduating souls leave the human container for a perfected next level body. AKA you were wronged somehow, so like you just get to go.
Yeah.
Outside persecution that leads to death. After the deaths of the branch David Denians in Waco, Texas, which we'll do a whole fucking episode on Waco, oh my god.
Oh.
But after the events of that, Randy Weaver and Ruby Ridge and all of them, Applewhite was afraid that the American government would murder the remaining members of Heaven's Gate. So they had to just add that tidbit in there to be like, well, if you get murdered, don't worry, they're going to send you up anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of fits in with the wrongful death.
Yeah. But I think he was just covering his ass.
Yeah, definitely.
Willful exit from the body in a dignified manner, aka suicide. Getting closer to the mass suicide date was when Applewhite officially said that you might have to, quote, abandon your human body to achieve the next level, as Jesus had done. And that's when the 39 members decided collectively that they were okay with the mass suicide.
Oh, God.
That's crazy.
They literally got tricked into death.
Well, and one extra thing, apparently, animals were also allowed to have souls.
No.
As far as we know, no animals died in the mass suicide. But according to the religion, whatever, cult, if it was an animal that was serving a human, like a service dog, then it would be granted into the next level. Because they're serving the alien.
Oh.
I would like to believe that the dog soul would stay with the human soul.
Yeah.
Do you think you just get reassigned up there? Like, I'm sorry.
Crazy work.
I would like
Can you imagine someone walking up to you and be like, hi, I'm your dog?
Yeah, for real. You know in Scooby-Doo Alien Invaders, the girl and the dog,
Yes.
how they just transform into aliens?
I forgot about that plot, and Shaggy wanted to fuck her.
Both Shaggy and Scooby.
You right.
They both had their matches and they were in love. But that's what I imagine. It being like they shed their skin and just little alien dog and alien person.
So the group offered, quote, higher revenue by offering professional website development under the business name Higher Resource.
Oh.
And that is now what I believe the new cult goes by.
Oh.
But in case you were wondering, Nike Decades, the shoes that they were all found in, are now really hard to find, and they are seen as like a high resale value because of this mass
I would
suicide.
imagine.
Oh,
so.
gosh.
I mean, I hate to admit it, they were pretty cool shoes.
And that is the Heaven's Gate cult.
This case was fucking weird.
Yeah. Our
God
first
damn.
cult, and we had to cover one of the originals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think. I mean, obviously it's all bullshit. I feel so bad for all of those people that genuinely thought this was real.
Yeah. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
These poor people.
I know. I mean, in my head, I like to believe that they all went to heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not fucking Applegate. He can go die.
Yeah, right.
He's down there for sure. But I'd like to believe that the rest of them are up there, and God was like, I'm so sorry, baby. Like,
Yeah.
just come up here. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, no, he definitely got separated.
Oh, absolutely. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed either listening to it or watching it, whatever you did, let us know. If you did watch this, then let us know what you think if you actually want us to continue with the slideshows, because I'll keep making them for Danny and Elise, but if y'all don't care about it, then like, I'm not going to go through posting it. But I still think they're fun for us. So thank you so much for requesting this, Emma. We appreciate it. If you have a request for us to cover, make sure you send it to us on any of our social media. We will put it on the list, I promise. That list is getting long, y'all. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to like this episode, download it, all the beautiful things. Leave us 5 stars. It helps us out way more than you'd ever know. Make sure you check back with us every Monday/Tuesday for a brand new episode. And who knows what we're covering next week. It'll be something weird, though. It always is.
I think it should be Bigfoot.
Oh, actually, no, I do know what we're covering. It's Bigfoot adjacent.
yes!
Fuck Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I'm forever calling it Twitter.
Yeah.
We've been posting on TikTok more, guys. We've been more active.
We have.
We're posting some funny shit.
Let us know what clips you think are funny. If you enjoy the bloopers, yes, we have them. Don't forget about them.
Oh yeah,
please
make sure
don't
you
skip
listen.
ahead.
Yeah, make sure you listen to the bloopers. Also, I hope you enjoyed our new theme song for the next 10 episodes.
Yeah, it's gonna be super
Woohoo!
fun.
I love recording in the past because we still don't know what it is, but you guys know what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. With all that being said, I'm Audie,
I'm Danny.
And I'm Elise.
and this has been Breakfast with Bimbos! I'm gonna burp. No, I'm not. It went away.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That was a very dramatic 10 seconds for me.
I'm just glad I don't have hiccups anymore.
True. So at these events, they would claim to represent... You know why I said that? Because it auto-corrected to beans. Let's try this a third time.
I said it last time too.
Beans.
At these events, they would... Sorry. I can't.
So we're losing our shit this episode.
We're crashing out,
None of
guys.
us are well right now.
I crashed out last night.
She did.
Is it cookie cake?
It was that and everything.
Yeah,
Literally,
I feel
we're
you.
driving and the cookie cake just falls. And she's like, no! And I was like, oh god, I'm so sorry. And she goes, wait, it just fell in between my bags. Crunch. And I was like, are you just eating the cookie cake basically off the floor? She said, yeah.
Yeah. with it in my mouth. Mm-hmm. I went to get in the car. I have like 50 million things. I put 2 bags in the floor. I sit in the seat. I go to close the door. Cookie cake on the hood of the car. I'm like, my cookie cake. So I get out, grab the cookie cake. I already have food in the car. And then I have to like sandwich the hibachi between my legs. My phone is in my little bag that has fallen to the floor, and then I have a to-go plate sandwiched between the hibachi and the car door, so it's stable, and then the loose cookie cake sitting on top.
All while she's wearing Easter Bunny headband that had fallen over her eyes, so she's doing it blind.
Yeah.
She refuses to just take them off.
Yeah, I was crashing out, and then we drive. I fixed the ears. The ears are on my head now, and then kabam, cookie cake floor. I still ate it though.
She did.
You know what? I don't blame
And
you.
you know what's funny? Those bunny ears stayed on until she went to bed. Literally, she was laying on the couch. She was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, and I took them off.
Ew, I hate y'all. I'm gonna have to edit this, and future audience gonna be like, "Ew, I hate you." No. I'm gonna edit y'all as fish. Local residents opted to rename the street on the street. Why can't I fucking shit? The
Why
local
can't you what?
I don't like it. Fucking shit.